All right, so Lego responds to collectible minifigure box problems by Brick Fanatics came out 4 days ago. We know that there are problems with the boxes or with the collectible minifigures being in boxes rather than the bags. You can't do feels. You can't do feel guides anymore. I guess what are people doing now? Shake guides? Is that like the way that it sounds? The different decibels of this frequency means that you got this figure over that one. Is that how that goes? It really has really killed a key content option for many Lego content creators, switching from these bags to boxes. And I think a lot of people liked going with their family to hunt for these figures. Now you have no choice but just to buy. Right? Oh, weighing them. Weighing them is a good option. So it seems like Lego has responded, maybe to Brick Fanatics. I don't know if there was a press release, but I want to go ahead and take a look at this video and see what Lego's
Hello there, Brick
response is.
Fanatics. So, the LEGO Group has provided something of a response to the ongoing collectible minifigure box situation. Be warned, you might not like it. The situation, in case you are not aware, is that the LEGO...
Uh-oh. We're not going to like it? Oh, boy. Matt, please tell us. What aren't we going to like about this?
LEGO Group has moved away from foil bags for its collectible minifigures and has instead started selling them in these little cardboard boxes, which is good for the environment and for sustainability, but not great for consumers because people really want to know what's inside the box rather than just buying something blind. And
which is actually what we said. Now, I don't mind the aspect of blind buying, especially with Marvel Series 2. And you actually have to wait quite a while, right, to be able to get a full set that the people at the Lego store go through and open and say, yeah, here you go, you can buy the full set. I think, and I haven't watched too many videos on this, but if you buy a set of 6, I think you get the just all individual unique 6 for half the series. But I'd have to double check.
And traditionally, the way that we would find this out is by feeling the foil bags to figure out which pieces were inside, but you can't feel a box. It doesn't work in the same way. This has regrettably...
Well, technically, you can feel a box, but you can't feel the minifigure inside.
But somewhat inevitably led to people tearing open the boxes inside stores, thereby finding exactly which minifigure they want personally, but then ruining all of the stock for everyone else. It's a lose-lose situation. The LEGO Group is losing out on stock.
But I'll say that people were tearing open the bags. When I would go to Walmart, I would see open bags of CMFs just kind of thrown around. It's been happening, but I think it's going to happen more so with these boxes.
On stock, consumers are finding it very difficult to find the minifigure that they want. Now, last week, the LEGO Group held its annual Recognized LEGO Fan Media Days event, where various different LEGO fan media from around the world flew to the LEGO Group's headquarters in order to be shown off a variety of different presentations about things that the LEGO Group are doing in the near future. And the first thing on the agenda was a 30-minute presentation / question and answer session from the sustainability team and the packaging team behind these little cardboard boxes. Now imagine for a second what it must be like to be the designer of a packaging that has proven somewhat controversial, and then to be placed in a room for 30 minutes with some of the most dedicated and passionate LEGO fans that you can possibly imagine.
Awkward. That would be super awkward. I hope they didn't ream them. The first them being the LEGO Fan Media or RLFM. Didn't ream the creators and the designers of these boxes too hard, but it doesn't sound like it went well. Also, yeah, I don't envy the designers either. X-rays work with cardboard. Oh, you're wondering? Can you imagine we develop some sort of X-ray? That would be the Moneymaker app. I will tell you that's how you get quick acquisition by Lego is a little X-ray app type thing, so you can determine which figs are in these boxes, so that people can stop ripping open the boxes. Or let's start making it so that there's some sort of discount, I guess. Well, I guess you can't do that because people could rip it open and then say, hey, I found this like this, and you get a discount. So I don't know the solution. I just know the problem. I don't know the solution.
It was uncomfortable, to say the least. Oh, I felt so bad for them, because this is something that they have worked really hard on for an exceptionally long period.
Also, paper bags. Paper bags would have been great.
Something that was supposed to be an easy marketing win for the Lego group. We've moved to sustainable packaging. Now we're more environmentally friendly. And instead they just got comment after comment after comment, feedback after feedback, which was, you've ruined these collectible minifigures. You've made everybody's lives more difficult. You've destroyed an important part of the Lego fan community. It was horrible to watch, and I genuinely feel bad for them. Perhaps that was...
Making everyone's lives difficult, I think, is a very hyperbolic statement. I don't think that unless you're making money and this is your livelihood, I don't think we can determine this. Like, say that because they went from bags to boxes, that your life is now harder.
Was the point. Perhaps it was simply putting a human face behind a decision that feels
but
like...
let's skip ahead because I want to see what...
...to a sturdier solution. And they talked about how they made sure that these boxes weren't too easy to open while still being openable for a child. It's the kind of thing that you would expect, and ultimately there was nothing particularly new that came out of that. What was perhaps more interesting was how they were talking about the product itself. Because, of course, they were getting a lot of people asking, well, why didn't you make it easy to tell which minifigure is inside which box? And the answer that they kept coming back with was they needed to maintain the surprise. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that the people who were giving this presentation and who were receiving all of this somewhat negative feedback were not the people who made the decision over how these products are sold. They were just the packaging experts. They were the...
Okay, so those weren't even the people that complained to. Take care, Pink Ice. These weren't even the people to complain to. They were just given a task, and they had to follow through with it.
Ones who designed the boxes. And so they had a mandate, which was you've got to maintain the surprise of the product while also making the packaging more environmentally friendly.
Does anyone really care too much about the surprise?
And the idea of allowing for a feel guide or allowing for
50
minifigure collectors to somehow figure out what is inside the bags
they all
or the
have
boxes
all different outfits.
was low on the priority list, and ultimately was a feature that they felt they had to scrap because it was more important for them to maintain the surprise meeting. Because generally, I don't think people have an issue with boxes. The issue is more with the idea that we can't know before we purchase what we're getting.
That is true.
And so, unfortunately, delivering a lot of this feedback to the packaging people, the message was going to the wrong people, where it's...
Didn't I just say that? Did I not just say that? Lego it was a bait and switch. They put the wrong people in the room for the main concerns that everyone has. That was slimy. But I do want to skip through here to see if we can figure out, like, is there a solution? Obviously, probably not, but...
Only find this in Denmark itself. Who have we got? It's a surprise. I don't know. I had a feeling it was
I don't really
others
care.
that I would have preferred to have. I went into this with a blind expectation of nothing in particular, just what am I going to get? Is it going to be boxes, because I don't know if I'm going to just get Echo again, or if I'm going to get one that I really want, or if I'm just not going to get a minifigure that I'm interested in. And that's the problem with selling things this way. I think the challenge with these collectible minifigures is that from the LEGO Group's perspective, it has always been about selling a blind product and providing that.
And making money. Because when you sell a blind product, that's how you make the most money. Because people will keep buying your product until they get the figure that they want. You have, what is it, 11 figures, 12 figures? Obviously, you have a 1 in 11, 1 in 12 shot to get the one that you want. And let's say I buy 11 of them. I'm most likely going to be missing at least one figure. one figure out of the complete set. So now I have to buy more. That's one extra that I would not have had to purchase. And that is what Lego wants. They want you to spend money. At the end of the day, they are a for-profit company. That is what we have to remember, because I don't think that we are ever really going to get a solution here unless they start doing something where it's like very hidden, very niche, only for like deep cut fans, where each figure has a number in the complete set, and then if you look at the SKU, then it could tell you. Like, that's one of those things that maybe they'll do, but I don't see them actually fixing this. And maybe one of the reasons why they switched from bags to boxes, I know they said that it was for economic reasons, or not economic, environmental reasons, but I think that it was also for profit reasons, because if you can feel your way to the full set without buying anything extra, only buying the complete set, then that's just money that they aren't getting. That's my
surprise, which also conveniently does lead people to buy more and more and more of the thing, because you don't know what you're getting.
I promise I haven't
you're
seen
hoping
this.
that you're going to get something different next time, and maybe you end up buying multiples of the same thing. From like a business perspective, that's always been their focus. From a consumer perspective, for both collectors who want the whole set, but also for younger fans, the presentation mentioned kids a lot and selling to children. Children don't necessarily always want just any minifigure. They might have one specifically that they're after. And that ability to kind of puzzle things out has been lost for younger fans as well as for older fans. And it will be interesting to see how the LEGO Group responds, reacts, or course corrects after the feedback that they've been receiving recently. But do not expect that course correction to happen quickly. One of the most interesting...
That is the key point. Don't expect any sort of course correction to happen quickly. It's not going to happen. And hey, Shy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. There will only be a change. Like you say here, it will only change if the retailers stop buying them. If they keep getting stolen, it being the boxes and the minifigures. So it's up to Target, Walmart, and all the other retailers to push Lego to change. That's it. That is how companies listen. They listen with profits. That's how you get the attention of the big guy, the person at the very top, the CEO, the long descended Christensen of Lego. We have to, as consumers, vote with our wallets, and the retailers also have to vote with their wallets and with their purchase orders. I mean, it's the same reason why in a lot of cities and states right now, you have big retailers closing because of a lot of theft. Because their pockets are being hit. And when your pocket is hit, as a business who needs to make money to not only pay your bills, but to pay your employees, which is a bill, and so your employees can pay their bills, you need people to buy. And so if we stop buying, they'll change it, and they'll change it quickly. Let's see what else we can glean out of this.
Because it would not have been fair to consumers if some people in some regions of the world were receiving foil bags still, and some people were getting cardboard boxes still. Apparently, they could have had these boxes ready sooner if it hadn't been for a need to roll this out globally at exactly the same moment in time. That's added to the time it has taken for them to get to this point, but it also will add to the amount of time it's going to take them to make any adjustments to these boxes. Speaking about the time it takes to incorporate any kind of design change for these boxes, we were told that it normally takes between 3 and 4 waves at a minimum to make
3 and 4 waves at a minimum to make changes. Well, there you go, peeps. That's how long it takes. And how many waves do we get? Depending on the theme of the CMF, it's 1, maybe 2, right? So 3 and 4, let's say we get 2 waves a year. That's 2 years before change. I bet your bottom dollar if you vote it with your money, they'll change it faster. But if you want to finish watching the video, go ahead, head to Brick Fanatics. I'll actually put the link down in the description, and you can check out everything that what was this guy's name? Mark? John? One of those. Let's see.
The ongoing collectible.
Matthew. I apologize, Mr. Matthew. Yes, you guys head over to Brick Fanatics YouTube channel to finish watching this video. But that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this. You know, is it really that big of an issue? Can they sell just a full series? Maybe for a few extra dollars than if you were to buy 12 individual packs. Maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe there's some sort of window with a sticker in the front, and you can peel that and you can see who it is. I don't know. I don't really know the solution, but I know the problem. Let me know what you think.